I always wanted to be a fashion designer. I didn't say, oh, I really want to be an ethical fashion designer. I just wanted to be a fashion designer. How I set up my business, and when I saw how I was going to do things, and it just seemed normal to me. I mean, no one, when you read about the horrors of like people, being killed in horrible accidents, and no one would want clothes made like that. No one would want to be associated with that. I just thought it's normal. For me, as a girl growing up, my granny was a costume designer, so my first dresses were made from the scraps that she used to keep everything, and I made my first dresses from bits and pieces from her floor. So now when I look at those dresses, I can remember my granny's outfits, from the sleeve. That was just how she kind of taught me from, because it was in the north of Scotland, you couldn't get things very, very easily at all. And so you kept everything. I made my way to London to study, and I ended up working for other people. And I was going around in the factories, and I was doing production managing. And you go and you talk to the factories, and you see the factories moving, and they go from really quite big places to quite small. And then you'd say, oh, what's going on here? And oh, well, that big order that we had from there, they've now gone abroad, and this one, and you'd see the production factories getting smaller and smaller. And you go, well, what's he doing now? And they go, oh, he's now working, as a taxi driver or as something else. And you think, gosh, that's a really skilled machinist or a really skilled cutter or something. And so I was just thinking, okay, at the back of my brain, I still was like, I really want to have a label. I really want, but I was, learning all the way, how to do it. And then I was thinking, okay, well, for me, I'm going to make sure that everything is made here, because it was like an emotional response from seeing factories getting smaller and stuff. And so then I kind of went on a kind of exploration to try and find fabric that was made here. And so I'd go to some really funny mills, and some amazing mills as well. And you'd hear all the stories, and you'd see all the cloth produced, and they'd let me go and rummage in the archives, and you'd make the dresses out of them. And that's basically how it was. It wasn't because I wanted to be ethical or anything like that. It was just an emotional response from looking at the industry, which was basically, that's kind of how it happened. So now I make clothes, and I have a little shop which is kind of half shop, half workshop, and people can come in and they go, oh, I've got a pair of shoes, can you make me a dress to go with these shoes? And they can choose the fabrics, and they can choose whatever they want, and we make it for them. And that's kind of what I do. I'm not a big activist as such. It's just a normal way for me to do business. I think it's a way everyone should do business. I think it really upsets me when you read in the papers, all these people have died, and then you see, and you're going past on the bus, and you see all the people still shopping in Primark and all the places, but people don't care. And I really want people to care. I want people to care more. I want people to just think a bit more when they buy things. I don't want everyone to buy things from me. I think only small people will like what I do. There's lots of people out there doing stuff in an ethical way, and someone will be making stuff that you like, and I want people just to think about how it's made a little bit more. And that's all it is for me, is just to think a little bit more about when you buy something, who made it, how did they make it, where was it made, and that's all really. This is a dress that I showed in Croatia. I was invited to go to their fashion week recently. It's a Yorkshire jersey wool, and it has a sculptured hem, and I really want someone to get married in it. And it's backless, and that was that one. And this is a coat that I've been making for years, about 3 years, and people still buy it. It's my best-selling thing. It's made from quilting from Lavenham. They used to make my raincoats when I was little, and so I went to their factory, and they had an amazing amount of fabrics that, because they produce so many jackets, whenever they have a just slight change in colour, that they have all this quilting that they make. So they have like this huge warehouse of quilting that they couldn't use because they're producing on a massive scale. And so I to rummage around there, get lots of really cool quilting, and I designed this style which is kind of a take on the riding kind of coat that I used to wear when I was little. People love it and they buy it, and it hasn't changed, and it's kept me going. So I love this coat very much. and that's it.